Sean Patel, FightHype.com, here with the boss, the CEO, Leonard Ellerbe. Leonard, great fight this weekend. There's a couple things I wanted to get into with you for a minute before we get to that.
Sure.
Floyd let it be known that he feels he is the athlete of the decade over LeBron James. What do you think about that?
Well, I feel as though too. It really has nothing to do with LeBron James. He's a great athlete, great mentor, great a lot of things. He had a phenomenal career, but in my opinion, Floyd was the athlete of the decade for a number of different reasons. And it's not about comparing their two careers because they come from two different sports, and the impact that each other have made, is different. But just in my opinion, Floyd's the athlete of the decade.
Well, he is the only one that can claim I never lost.
Of course, of course, and I have nothing but positive. That's why I don't want to get into a back and forth about those two. Those two that have been great for sports in general. They've been great for the black community. They've given young athletes the vision to be able to reach for the stars. And they both have had a tremendous impact. And that's just my opinion.
Just to close on that, what do you think about when Floyd said a big difference for me is I didn't have the sponsorships, and didn't that enable him to speak his mind more freely than most other athletes who got?
Yeah, Floyd, he always was going to be different. We would have never worked structurally in a setting where someone was controlling. That would have never worked. Floyd built his own brand from the ground up, and he worked very hard in doing that. He has taken great pride into building it for well over 2 decades, and he put in that work. He did everything we asked of him. Every guy we put in front of him, he went out there and he did what he needed to do, and he had a wonderful, wonderful career.
Because isn't it something that all that revenue came from the two fists, pretty much? I mean, there's advertising and fights, but it's no, other players and other leagues. Half their revenue sometimes is a Nike or this or that, but it all basically came from the hands.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. The hand game. He's built his career on building his brand and doing it his way, and he will forever be respected, and his legacy will carry on for many, many, many years. He beat so many great world champions. He dominated so many great world champions. He forever changed the game, completely changed the landscape. These fighters are making the kind of revenue that they are solely because of Floyd Mayweather. Because he put this sport entirely on his back, and he went out there and showed the fighters that, look, you surround yourself with a good team, you put in the work, and roll the dice, be a risk taker, and anything is possible.
You think too many of them remember to roll the dice? Because it seemed like fighters now, they want to be treated like Floyd without going through all the B-side stuff Floyd had to go through.
That's so true. I mean, I have so many great stories of on the come up, that I get a chance to once in a while reflect on it. And the road, it was definitely a rough road, on the come up, and he didn't cut any corners. That's what I always respected about Floyd. He never cut any corners. He always took his job very, very seriously. And unlike this younger generation, they want the instant gratification. Not all fighters are like that, but there's only a handful of them out there, and they hadn't quite put in the work, just yet to reap the benefits but it's things happen for a reason, and it's a learning experience with a lot of this generation of young fighters, and they're doing a great job with taking some of the pages out of Floyd's books, and I think boxing is in a wonderful place right now. Look at all the platforms that you have out here now, opportunities for the fighters. So fighters are just it's great times to be in boxing right now.
I know it's a busy week, Leonard, but did you get a chance to read the Business Insider article on Bob and Top Rank that it may be up for sale, a big part of the company?
Well, yeah, I mean, I've been some of the strategy that they've been having, to try to change some things up, and it's just business at the end of the day. Bob's done a wonderful job with building his company. He has a great team over there, and he's going to do whatever's best for him and his company. Wish him nothing but the best.
And of course, he may be the greatest promoter that ever done it, but do you find any irony that the talk was always Showtime's going to get out of boxing, PBC's going to sell, and now it may be Top Rank?
Yeah, that's just Bob being Bob. I mean, it's like you got to know him, and it's like that's why it's like, it's. I don't never have anything bad to say. I had to kind of put him in check when he gets to talking kind of sideways out the side of his neck, saying something that, but that's just Bob being Bob. I don't really, take it personal because it's like at the end of the day, it's business. It's business at the end of the day. None of it's never personal.
It's wild, but could you ever see a day where PBC would be doing the same thing?
Well, you just never know. You just never know. Again, anybody who's running a company, it's always going to be about your bottom line and looking towards the future. How can you grow your brand? How can you invest in your brand to take it to the next level? Because no one's looking to do this kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like the UFC. They were a great example of when you build your company, you can somehow turn it into an opportunity that you're rewarded, and you have a great reward on the other side if it's done the right way. Dana and them had great vision to do that, and they hit a big score with it.
Is there ever a way, though? I'm sorry, Jay. Is there ever a way where these companies selling to bigger companies, is there any way that wouldn't be good for boxing? Because Floyd couldn't have said all the shit he said if he had to always fight on ESPN or Fox or, what I mean?
Again, Floyd was always a different animal. We were always going to find a way to kind of showcase and give him a platform for his talent.
Sorry, Jay.
And we were very blessed and grateful to work with some great broadcast partners. Stephen Espinosa and Showtime early on with HBO, and to take us down the stretch. We're very blessed to make the deal with Stephen, to put Floyd in a situation where he broke all the records, and all of his big fights were with Showtime. Just a blessing now to be able to reflect on some of those things and actually coming to an event like Wilder Fury, seeing the buzz that's out there. There's a big fight. Will we ever see anything like what Mayweather did? You never know. Piracy plays a big role in the way things are done now. So we just have to see how successful the business is of the event, but it's going to be a great fight on Saturday night. I feel as though that it will do a terrific number, and the fans are going to see a great fight.
To piggyback on what Sean was asking about the potential sale of Top Rank, so there's 3 companies that are mentioned: Hollywood Endeavor, a telecom firm, Liberty Global, and DAZN. Does Mayweather Promotions have any attachments or investments or are partners with any of those entities?
No, we don't. We will continue to look to elevate our company. We're making some major moves in 2020. We just don't be out there just raising our hands saying, "Oh, look what we're doing." We don't have to put on 200 fights. I don't have to do that. We had the baddest motherfucker in the sport who made the most money. That's all it takes is one. All it takes
Ask
is one.
Golden Boy.
That's all it takes is one.
With Canelo, yeah.
All it takes is one.
Yeah.
And we looking to continue to do that, to give our fighters the best situation to be successful.